Thank you, Chair. General,
Yes, ma'am.
what South Africans desperately want to know, and me, is who exactly is the Big Five cartel? And while I understand and respect that criminal investigations are ongoing, I want to ask a series of very important questions that will help the people of South Africa and this committee come closer to the understanding of the extent of the capture of the criminal justice system. We want to know who are these thugs that has been feeding drugs to our children. And I stand here today as victim number one. I am an extremely angry South African. I am angry because for years I've been sending information to people and tip-offs about drug dens in my community. And in 2026-25, after 15 years of activism, calling the president to Eldorado Park and ministers, an entire cabinet, having a presidential intervention in my community, and it's business as usual. I could never understand. Today I understand. I have on my phone here dozens of messages I've been made a fool of for years to General Sipia, giving him tip-offs on drugs. So yes, I am angry. You need to help me here today. I've done my own analysis. There are certain things that doesn't matter to me, and then there's this. When you spoke on the 6th of July and you said you touched a nerve, they feed our children drugs, and this is why you see most of our communities cannot go forward, because the entire community has been criminalized. They arrest everyone with 1 and 2 packets of tik, and they don't go after this rot that's here, because they are the rot. So I need you to help me here this evening, because ons kan nie wag vir nog 10 jaar to uncover the mess and uproot it. My first question, what is the primary nature of the relationship between Sipia and Kat Matlala?
What we understand, the relationship will be that of a police officer protecting someone that's a criminal, which is got history and different criminalities, not just one. But it's a criminal relationship between the two.
Let me add to that. Sipia, DNC, second in charge in this country, accused of receiving money from Matlala, being the most senior SAPS official in the cartel. Am I correct?
Is the most feared by another generals.
So he's the
within the
most
group.
senior and he's the most feared in the cartel. Leaked confidential information through Sergeant Nkosi to give Matlala and Mzwazi, Msibi, and others. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Brought in Rashid Ismail for kidnapping as a so-called expert. Am I correct?
That's a name, correct?
That's a name.
Yep.
Honorable Matthys asked you earlier on, who was the investigating officer? I put it to you, that investigating officer that Sipia was introducing to the families of the victims that were being kidnapped is this man, Rashid Ismail.
We've got on record his transfer money payment with Nangi.
Who is Sergeant Nkosi?
Is a detective that works at the head office.
Am I correct that he acted as an errand boy, intermediary for General Sipia and members of the cartel?
Is one of the runners, as we had depicted on our sketch that we projected earlier.
Got my eie sketch hier. He collected money from criminals, worked in organized crime unit, but was effectively detached to run Sipia's errands, collected bags of money and packages from Molefe's house. Am I correct?
There's a person who's been moving around a lot between the group of people.
Okay. Did Sergeant Nkosi, on behalf of Sibia, collect money from members of the cartel, such as Kat, Molefe, Msibi, and others?
Well, I'm not sure, I don't have evidence of money, but what in his own words said to me, he's been moving things between them.
I already touched on this. I'm getting ahead of myself. Who is exactly Rashid Ismail?
I don't know who the person is, but he, of course, even said he's an expert that in kidnapping. I don't know who.
But you've heard this name before.
Yeah, well, when the team were investigating and they saw that payment, they told me who the person is. Otherwise, I did not know about
A
it.
payment between?
That Rashid and Dangi, the person that has been a suspect of kidnapping and known as a kidnapping kingpin in Mozambique.
Okay. What is the nature of the relationship between Sibia and Rashid?
From what I gathered is that they are friends working well together dealing with kidnapping cases.
So let me say this to you. So-called expert involved in kidnapping cases abroad, linked to Sibia, who facilitated his appointment by families to negotiate ransom. This is what Sibia does. And allegedly received kickbacks when the families pay. This is Sibia. This is his guy. He's not even registered. What is the nature of the relationship between General Richard Shibiri, Kat Matlala, Molefe, and Msibi?
What we gathered from the investigation, all members, is that Shibiri was the head of organized crime in Gauteng. When he started investigating issues that touch these drug kingpins, his life was threatened. So he then had to ease up and join the crew. So that what led into him being moved from Gauteng and elevated to be the head of organized crime at the head office.
And Shibiri is the one who tipped off Matlala about the December operation at his house. Am I correct?
I know of Sergeant Nkosi who did that. I'm not so sure about Shibiri's role.
Received money from Matlala, 70,000.
Yeah, well, according to the money that was moved to him in order to pretend as if he did not receive the money, as if it was a loan, he transferred it back, but he got it cash.
And
And
he is the head of SAP's organized crime.
That's correct. He's the one appointed a panel that was chaired by Jarosbia.
I need to breathe. What is the relationship between Feroz Khan and Sibia?
I'm not so sure, but as far as I could hear in the past was that it looks like the relationship was not that good, because at one stage, CBI had recommended disciplinary steps against Jar Khan. But over time, they found convergence around the minister, and then they started working together.
Okay, now we've seen these pictures over the last couple of days. Witness testimony at Mtlanga, including WhatsApp messages, suggests a special relationship between Khan and Matlala. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Matlala also allegedly claimed to have provided financial favors to Khan,
That's correct.
including a claim that Khan demanded 2.5 million, but was paid 500,000.
That's correct.
There are also allegations regarding Khan's use of a penthouse in Menlyn.
I heard about that.
Khan is said to be linked to Malema and has been pictured at the same house as the hitman linked to Witness D. This is what's on social media.
That is correct.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, I know they're close. I know Mr. Malema through Khan myself.
What do you know about General Feroz Khan's alleged relationship with individuals linked now to illicit cigarette smuggling, drug dealing, and kidnapping?
Well, it's no secret that Khan had accompanied those individuals during one of the EFF gatherings, political gathering celebrations in Johannesburg. So from there, we could deduct that they've got a close relationship beyond what then the investigation has revealed afterwards.
Do you know about the relationship between Sibia and Stuart Shanik, who appeared alongside him in this very house?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what links the two of them, but I did see the video.
Stuart Shanik, criminal with 34 criminal cases, 18 of which resulted in guilty findings, claims he rented his bulletproof car to Sibia for 60,000 rand a month.
Yeah, well, we are investigating that, Mr. Charlotte's about many other things. So when the relationship started, and the nature of the relationship, that I cannot confirm now.
Okay. Let me move beyond SAPS. We're connecting the dots. Who exactly is Steve Mutsumi and what is he involved in?
I still don't know who Mr. Mutsumi. That's why this morning I still asked Sergeant Kosi, who is this Steve Mutsumi?
Could he be the possible principal of the cartel, not the head?
What I know is a person who was very close, was one of the inner circles of the late Mr. Mswazi.
He's a very powerful figure within and outside the police and possibly linked to influencing the appointment of provincial heads of the Hawks.
That's information we've gathered.
Who is Z Kumalo? And are you aware of what he is involved in and why he's involved with directing SAPS investigations and has access to confidential SAPS information?
What we became aware about who is Z was that he is a person that was working very close with the late Mswazi. And as a person who was the brain behind the taxi finance, he was managing the taxi finance under Santaco. So that's a relationship that we know of him. We've seen on the WhatsApp chats now about the case that he had opened and the communication then between him and Sergeant Kosi and them. But to what extent is involvement that we cannot say what else that he does. But we know him as a person who's been running the taxi finance as a business within Santaco.
Very influential, tender fraud, corruption, linked to Sergeant Nkosi, allegedly demanding and directing investigations through Sibia's office.
Yeah, well, we don't have evidence of that yet.
Was in contact with Suleiman Karim and others linked to the cartel, including Msibi, linked to those characters.
What I'm aware of is that he connects with many people. There are many politicians that he communicates with. So whether he's part of the squad that has been investigated, we don't have that on record as yet.
Who is Suleiman Karim?
Suleiman Karim comes to the picture because of the communication between him and Ket Matlala regarding that contract in the police, the health contract. We learned that I don't know if he's still a secretary or is a former secretary of a political party in Northwest, but he's a businessman in Northwest.
Did he pay Cat? He's the financier. Did he pay Cat 10 million and was almost a silent partner in the 360 million tender? They're saying they can't hear? Yo. Yo, imagine. Suleiman paid Cat 10 million and was a silent partner in the 360 million tender. Involved in Morgan, Maumela, and paid him money involved with. Received information about Matala's contract and is linked to Brown Mkhwanazi and the Minister of Police. Am I correct?
Yeah, honorable members, maybe you might want to also somehow, I don't know how you're going to do this, but engage with the Madlanga Commission, because they've got analysts, they've got more of this information that have been extracted from communication between people that are forensic evidence that might help you to make a better decision going forward, which you're asking me about it now, it's not in front of me. I might confirm some of the things, some of them I might make a mistake because we take it from what sometimes we hear on the media. But there is money communication between them.
That's
or many transfers between them.
Do you know Jerry Boshoga and what is the connection between Jerry, Cat, Sibia, Molefi, Mswazi, Steve, and Suleiman?
I'm not so sure about all those that you have mentioned. There are some of them partly that I know that there's been issues of drugs And there are some of them that is issues obvious of taxes involvement.
I've got, he's a drug manufacturer and distributor involved in sophisticated criminal syndicates since 2012, accused by Kat Matlala of manufacturing drugs on his farm, owed multiple drug syndicates money, which may explain why he was abducted and tortured.
That's information that we have as part of the investigation.
Morgan Maumela, what is his relationship with Kat, General Sibia, Molefe, Suleiman?
So again, Honorable Member, I cannot necessarily tell what is the nature of the relationship, but I know that the team have got some communication. The Gauteng team has got some communication between them. That seems to suggest that there's some business transactions happening.
This Gauteng team that everyone has been looking all over besides in there. Morgan is a tender fraud and also involved in corruption, implicated as a key figure that's linked to General Sibia. I'm not even sure why Sibia is still getting paid. Implicated as a key figure in the 2 billion Tembisa hospital tender scandal. Correct?
We heard about it, yes.
Linked to 41 companies involved in major tender fraud. Named in SIU reports and has appeared in the Madlanga Commission, accused of running a tender network that influenced the awarding of government healthcare contracts to companies linked to him. Almal in Sibia se basket. And then we have Ignatius Pello. What is the relationship with the same list of characters that I've been mentioning? Kat, Molefe, Swazi, Karim, and this guy. Do you know who he is?
No, I'm not sure.
Have you established why the deputy president of the Patriotic Alliance, Kenny Kunene, was at Katiso Molefe's house at the time of his arrest?
No, I didn't get the details as to the reasons for him being there.
I'm asking this because pictures have surfaced showing Kunene with individuals such as General Sibia, Msibi. He was at the house of an alleged murderer and crime kingpin, Molefe. And this is why I'm asking.
Yeah, people do have relationships that are informed or influenced by something. At times we know, sometimes we won't know. So I guess as the team is investigating, we're able to uncover the truth of the relationship.
I'm just making sure the team has all the names with these question marks. No stone left unturned.
So far, all what you are reading out are on the pie chart of the team.
My concluding point. When one considers the individuals named and the allegations already before this committee, can you confirm whether the cartel at the center of all of this is responsible for a coordinated network of complex criminal activity, including, because if I researched all of these people, it's like a company, I said this yesterday, with various departments. Drug manufacturing and distribution is but one of the departments, how this cartel operates. It's all interlinked. The people that I've mentioned here possibly linked to the country's cash in transit heist. Am I correct?
Not possible, they are.
They are.
Yes.
Kidnapping and ransom.
Yes, they are.
Because this very guy by the name of Mr. Ishmael, he was also introduced by General Sibia to Jerry's family to assist. That was involved in this Naik, what do you call him?
Nangi.
Yes.
Yes, I'm told he gets introduced by the police to different families that their families have been kidnapped.
Yes.
They always introduce him.
So he gets introduced as an expert, saying he can help you find and trace your family member. The family pays millions. And guess who benefits?
That's correct.
Drug manufacturing and distribution on the list.
Yes, ma'am.
Contract killings, hitmen for hire.
That's correct.
Something. When we speak about hitmen for hire, the AK-47 used in the murder of Armand Swart, we mustn't forget this, was also used in the murders of DJ Somebody, DJ Vintos, and Don Tindleli. Am I correct?
That is correct. That's why Mlifi was arrested with all those murders and given bail more than once already.
Why DJs?
Because that's where the drugs are sold. For those that are partying, they're always in the clubs.
Tender and procurement corruption, part of the offerings, if I can call it that.
Yes, they do. Honorable members, I said earlier, this group that we're investigating might not necessarily be the most powerful in the country. There are many others that we're not talking about. But this one come to the radar because they wanted to control government.
That's it.
Others might be running it without interfering much with government, dealing with the junior police officers on the ground. But these ones wanted to capture the scene of the police and the very high level security cluster officials so that they can get away around, and politicians, unfortunately.
Taxi-related crime, part of the investigations.
That's correct.
Bribery, extortion and racketeering, fraud and money laundering. Had you not done what you did, I said this earlier on, I would still be sending tip-offs to many of these people that I've mentioned. I cannot believe that to date, we have suspended them and we are still paying them salaries. It's a shame. I thank you for your bravery.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I thank you for vindicating the many communities that have said we have officials that's corrupt. We couldn't connect the dots. We were fighting, we were camping ourselves outside the homes of drug dealers, collecting our stuff that our children steal from us. We were hitting down the doors of lolly lounges, fetching our girls out of those lounges that was exchanging their bodies for drugs. We were picking up abandoned babies because of drugs in our communities. The new scourge destroying the youth of South Africa. I speak today without fear or favor. I'd rather speak than to live a life with someone that is on drugs. It is much worse. Bless you for your bravery. I haven't had motivational words for anyone who's appeared before this committee.